Okay, hello everyone. We're going to do some more simplifying ratios. These ones are slightly more tricky. Now have a look at this first one here. It says 2.1 to 8. Okay, so this time we've got a decimal in here. Now you can't have decimals in ratios. Ratios need to have whole numbers. So what's the easiest way to turn 2.1 into a whole number? Now the really easy way to turn any decimal that has one decimal place, I should say, into a whole number is just multiply it by 10. So if we multiplied 2.1 by 10, that would move the decimal place 1 point over. But it's a ratio, so what we do to one side, we've got to do to the other, keep it all even. So we have to times it the other side by 10 as well. So 2.1 times 10, we move the decimal point over, it becomes 21. And 8 times 10 becomes 80. And then you can check on your calculator, 21 over 80 on the fraction, make sure it doesn't simplify. 21 over 80. No, doesn't simplify. That's it. That's as much as it goes. Okay, next one. 3.2 to 0.4. Two decimals. Okay, does it still work? If we times it by 10, does that turn into a whole number? Yep. If we times this one by 10, does that turn into a whole number? Yeah. So let's times them both sides by 10. So 3.2 times 10 gives us 32, and 0.4 times 2 gives us 4. So that's 32 to 4. Now, will that simplify? Is there a number that goes into 32 that also goes into 4? Now remember, you can put it on your calculator and put 32 over 4 and see what you get. Or you can know that 4 goes into 32 8 times and 4 goes into 4 once. So it's 8 to 1. If you did it on your calculator and did 32 over 4, you just get the number 8. But you've got to remember that 8 is the same as 8 over 1. Okay. Next one, we've got a fraction. This time, we still can't have fractions. We've got to have a whole number. So you've got this half here. What's the easiest number that you can multiply a half with to give you a whole number? So half times 2 will give us 1. What I do to one side, I've got to do the other. So 2 halves is 1, 2 fives is 10. So that's 1 to 10. Can't simplify any further. Okay, let's have a look. We've got another decimal here. Now, last time we times by 10, which took us 1 decimal place. Will that get us a whole number this time? No, we actually want to go 2 decimal places. So that's actually timesing by 100. If I times one side by 100, I need to do the same to the other side. Times by 100. Okay, what do I end up with? 123. If I go times 100, I actually end up with 240. So get your calculators, go 123 over 240. See what that gives you. It's 41 to 80. Okay. Last one. Got a fraction here again. Now, if I times this by 3, it'll definitely give me a whole number. If I times this by 4, it'll give me a whole number. But timesing both of them by 3 or 4 won't turn them both into whole numbers. I need to times by a number that 3 and 4 both go into, and that number is 12. So if I times that side by 12 and that side by 12, you'll be able to work that out. So you can do it on your calculator, 12 times 2/3, or you can think, well, 1/3 of 12 is 4, so 2/3 must be 8. And 1/4 of 12 is 3. 8 to 3, that doesn't simplify. That's as far as you can go.